I thought that our team tried to play with a little bit more physicality tonight. We did a bit better job on the glass. We were, I guess, +7 at the end of the day, which our goal was to be +15. But that's a good sized athletic team that we played. So I thought that was a decent job on the glass. Our goal is always have 2 assists to 1 turnover. I thought we really shared the ball and played unselfishly with 18 assists and 33 field goals. And we did that without turning it over for the most part. But probably the biggest factor in the game was the fact that our press over 40 minutes just kind of warmed down. And that's a tribute to our kids making some adjustments, learning from the last game, and playing hard for 40 minutes.
If we could start with questions for the players, that'd be great. Any questions for the players?
I'll go ahead and start. You guys are both new to the program this year, first year at Morehead State. From the first game to the second game, what things have you seen in yourselves and your teammates as far as improvements? And secondly, after the first 2 games, looking into the regular season, what do you personally want to strive to do as individuals to make yourself better?
First of all, you said from game 1 to game 2, the differences. We just played harder, really. We played with more physicality. We tried to box out as much as we could.
Which still isn't enough.
Yeah, still isn't. But, yeah, we just played more physical, and we just played our heart out.
Yeah, like you said, more physical. You got after it more. Had a good week of practice. Still striving to get better. Taking the game by game.
Guys, why don't you go ahead and just walk us through the 16-0 run that you guys went on, and kind of just describe, what happened during that time.
16-0 run. We were just playing together as a team. One thing turns to another. Turnover after turnover. We stack them up and get steals. That's been 16-0.
Well, pretty much, coach just said turn it up, and we turned it up. That's what happened.
Anything else for the players? We go back to Coach Tyndall.
Kahlil, you got a double-double tonight. You want to talk about that just for a few?
Well, yeah, I'm happy I got a double-double. I was just concentrating on boxing out, keeping my man off the glass, and helping my team win.
Coach, talk a little bit about the improvement you saw from game 1 versus game 2.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, as these guys both have mentioned, we try to do a better job of getting a body on somebody. When we've had the luxury we've had of having a guy like Kenneth Fareed for 4 years, a lot of times guys could miss blockouts, and he still went and rebounded the ball over top of everybody anyway. It didn't really matter. Well, this year we don't have that, so we have to be even more detailed and more physical in our play. We still did not block out as well as I'd like or hope to, but I do think our team made a concentrated effort to get better. And then I think our press was much, much better. We tweaked a couple things from the first game, made an adjustment. I think our guys understood what we expected more, and we've got 3 or 4 different presses, and we were just better. We wore them down, and our team, when we can turn people over, is a pretty good team in the open floor.
Coach, looking at the game, I know it's just the exhibition and you're still trying to get some looks at some guys. The minutes were spread pretty well across the roster here on the box score. But it seems like, I noticed especially, without having, Monte and Kenneth, with their size and physicality, it seems like that fight is still there with your team. And I was watching at the end of the game, it was, even though they may have been on a 16-0 run, they didn't give up and they kept fighting the whole time. And it seems like it's going to be a big plus down the road, being able to divide these minutes up like this and keep your guys fresh. I think that could end up being a big part of the success of the team.
Well, I do too, and I think, first of all, guys aren't going to play in this program if they don't fight in battle, and I think that most people understand that. So our players have no choice. They're going to play hard and compete, or they won't check in the game. And but that starts in practice, and I do think the last couple of days we've had better practices. But I think Devon Atkinson tonight gave us a huge lift. He came off the bench, pressured the ball, was aggressive off the dribble to make teammates better. And so, he's earned that. didn't deserve to play up a week ago, up until that point, has had some really good practices the past week, and I thought he gave our team a nice lift, but I do agree that I think as the year goes along, we can play at least 9 guys, maybe 10. We've still got a couple guys out with injuries. I think Will Bailey is a guy, kind of like Steve Peterson a few years ago, that as the year goes along, he's going to continue to improve and play a little bit on our front line. So I was encouraged with in particular. I thought Marcel Holden was better, and I thought Devon Atkinson was very good.
Coach, last week I asked you about how bad the shooting was against Mountain State. 12 for 22 today from the 3, and then see Ty Profit didn't hardly do anything last week, and really I think played his type of game and shot the ball well early. How much do y'all feed off of Ty Profit shooting the basketball?
Well, I don't think it's so much Ty shooting the ball, but I'm never one of those guys that makes excuses. Our team was really bad against Mountain State, and we gave Mountain State the credit because they deserved it and they made us play poorly. But Ty Profit has not practiced for the first 9 weeks of the season. No conditioning, no individual workouts, no practice. So he's just been back practicing about 2.5 weeks. So he wasn't in rhythm the first night. He still wasn't his normal self tonight, although he was better. I don't think that our team necessarily feeds off him making shots. It feeds off him being vocal and leading our team and getting our offenses and defenses set. He's our vocal leader along with Terrence Hill, and I thought tonight you could see a little bit of his swagger back, and obviously making shots helps that. But it's like I said last game, there's going to be nights we go 12 or 13 for 22. There's going to be nights we go 5 for 22. Our team can't be good because we make threes. If we would miss shots tonight like we did the other night, would we still defend and rebound and be good in our press? And right now, that's the million-dollar question with our team.
Coach, can you kind of just talk for a minute about your relationship between St. Catherine's?
Yeah, it's a very, very special place to me because when I was 25 years old, Governor Collins hired me to be a head coach and gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. We won 30 games and went to the national tournament for the first time in the history of the school. We were ranked in the top 5 in America all year. So probably outside of my 2 NCAA tournament years here, it's the best year of my life basketball-wise. It was an unbelievable experience, and I always said I would give back to that school because of the opportunity that was afforded to myself. And JT Burton played for me on that team. I was just there 1 year, and he's become one of my best friends in life. And we helped get JT the job. Wade O'Connor on my staff was a head coach there as well. And so I've been fortunate to have a lot of say in who's been the head coach at St. Catherine. I went back last year and spoke to their kickoff banquet, and Mr. Houston, the president's a great friend of mine. A lot of friends and people I look up to and respect are still in that community. So we're going to always bring them back and play each year to help their program a little bit and give them some exposure, although I did tell Coach Burton tonight if they beat us, he'd never be invited back.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about North Carolina State coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we have looked ahead and watched a little bit of tape on them. They have a point guard or a guard, kind of a combo guy that's transferred as a 5th-year senior from, I think it's UC Davis or UC Fullerton, I forget which, but he's a nice player. They've got some size up front, some great athletes. I think they have a McDonald's All-American who's kind of at their 4 spot. They have a kid on the wing, 6'6" kid that can really shoot the ball. I think he's their all-time leader in 3-point makes already or close to it. So they're a talented team, typical ACC-type team. Their front line is big, strong, physical. Their guards are athletic and explosive. And obviously, I've known Coach Godfrey a long time. I sent him a player years ago when I was a junior college coach when he was at Morehead State. And he's going to do a tremendous job, so we understand it's going to be a huge challenge. We've got to have a few good days of practice, but we're looking forward to it.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.